welcome to the SO Library. My name is Nicole and today we're here with another episode of Reformer Pilates Workout. Today I'm going to bring you through a little regime for ankle stability and for those of you who consistently roll your ankles when you're walking outside. You're going to need your reformer, and for the second half of the video you're going to be needing a little Pilates ball. If you don't have a Pilates ball, a yoga block would work as well, but it's a little bit uncomfortable, so I recommend getting a Pilates ball. When you're ready, we're going to get started. We're going to start out in our half kneeling position. So that means 1 foot in front on that headrest, okay? I'm gonna have my left leg in front and I'm gonna shuffle myself so my left heel is directly underneath my left knee, my right knee is directly underneath my right glute. Cool. Before I set up my posture, I'm gonna reach down and grab my left strap in my left hand, and remember, the higher you grab, the harder this will be. I'm on high yellow spring for a single arm movement, so I'm gonna hike my pelvis up. I'm gonna hike my I'm gonna hike my left pelvis up, tuck my rib cage in. I'm gonna stack my shoulder blade over my glutes, rib cage in, tailbone hanging down. My right glute is squeezing. Right hand finds your waist, left arm is long. When you're ready, we're gonna work on that stability through your center as you pull that left arm back. Inhale, rise it forward, and then exhale, we go again. Can you make sure your eye gaze stay forward now as we pull back, okay? So I recommend working on both sides for this one, no matter which one is your ankle that needs to a little bit more work, because we're working on your trunk stability and including the thigh. We're just taking away the bottom right leg, but your left heel needs to be nice and secured. You need to find your grounding through this half kneeling position, keeping your hike in that pelvis, your right glute squeezing the entire time as we work through your left lats. So we're working on the posterior chain, connecting the left back and your right glute. When you're ready, you just got 4 more here to go. Think about long neck, strong wrist, strong elbow, and making sure your wrist is not doing this. Can you keep it nice and long as you pull back? Rib cage in. Let's go, last 2. Breathe out, drive it back, making sure your ribs are not popping, opening up through that shoulder. Your last one, you're gonna pull it back, and we're gonna hold it there. Can you pull your shoulder blades back in, squeezing that back muscle, squeeze your right glutes, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Come on back. You're gonna string your hands into the short loop or the long loop for this one. And you're gonna reach and grab for your opposite straps. Cross your strap over, and you can hold on to the short loops or you can hold on to the top of the loops. Straighten the arms out towards the rises. Pull your shoulder blades back in, your knees still aiming forward, this left knee. Right arm is straight, you're gonna breathe out, rotate elbows out wide, and then inhale, come back towards the front. Let's go again, pulling, reaching your right arm forward, bending your left elbow. Now, can you make sure as you're rotating through the trunk towards the left side, your left pelvis stays pointing forward? Very important, really working on squeezing that right glute as you rotate towards the left side, reaching your right arm forward. Breathing out here, can you drive that left knee forward as you drive your left elbow towards the back end of the room, your eye gaze following that elbow. Can you keep your right arm long as you pull and open up to really get that length through that trunk as you rotate out? Try to get more of that rotation as you're reaching your right arm forward. Let's go, final 3. Breathe out to pull. Inhale, come back. Last 2. Push that left knee and right arm forward. On your last one, you breathe out, you pull. Good. And then we're gonna come all the way back in, uncross your straps. You're gonna place your long straps back and you're gonna tuck your knees back under. Knees come and find that shoulder blocks. Hands come and find your wide frame. Tucking your toes under, fingers pointing forward, pull that shoulder blades back, lift your ribs in and making sure your wrist is directly stacked underneath that shoulder. Tucking your toes under, rise that chest, breathe out. We're gonna hover those knees, feeling that center working. Inhale, come back. Exhale, go again. Now, you might be thinking, we're working on ankle stability, but I'm bringing you through a core workout. You want to think about as our limbs start to lose stability, if the ankle starts to wobble, we need to be working a lot harder through our center to stabilize our trunk, stabilize our center of gravity, to ensure that our ankle can work better as well. So let's go, breathe out, pull your shoulder blades back, rise those knees. Inhale, come back. Making sure when you rise out, you breathe out, you hold for your entire breath out. You breathe in, come down. And making sure when you pull yourself up, you're not gonna reach your chest forward and dump all your weight into your wrists. Keep your weight back. The good thing here I really like about this is you tuck your toes under and you're grounding down to that big toe. It's gonna really work on that ankle and that foot as well. And really work on that big toe extension, which is what you need for gait. Your last two. Hover, push the weight back into the big toe, into your glutes, into your abs. Last one, you're gonna lift all the way up. You're gonna hold it here. Let's go 5, 4, lift your chest, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down. Make sure your knees are tucked up against the shoulder rests if they have moved. Step your hands forward 1 step. Wrap all 10 fingers on the outside. You're gonna pull your shoulder blades back and down, making sure your wrist is over your shoulders. The further out you go towards the right, the harder this will be for you. Tuck your ribs in, relax those feet. Now you're gonna breathe out, drive yourself forward. Pull your shoulder blades back and down. Rise your chest, open your shoulders. Lengthen your neck, tuck your chin. Let's go, breathe out, tuck your knees in, don't round your back. Inhale, release that knee tuck. Can you constantly push away from the floor? Can you open up to that shoulder, squeezing through your back muscle and plant heavy through those shins as well as you dig yourself forward. Making sure when you pull yourself forward, you're not tempted to round that back. Can you keep your back nice and straight here for me? Your final 6. Can you push yourself out even more? Can you make sure your shins are planted down? You're nice and stable and grounded through your carriage. And you breathe out, belly button in, drive yourself forward as engaged. Let's go 3. Can you make sure you not drop your head, lengthen your neck? And we go 2, breathe out. When you're ready, your last one, you pull in, you hold. You rise your chest up even more. Let's go, tuck your toes under, push against that knee pad, hold yourself up, hover. Let's go, hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap it down. Bring your carriage home. It's coming to a little child pose. When you're ready, roll yourself all the way up, and we're going to work on your other single side. So let's go. All right, we're gonna work on your other side now. So now we wanna place your other leg that you haven't worked on in front, okay? So before your left leg was in front, for now, right now, my right leg will be in front. It's gonna have right leg forward and making sure feet is directly underneath my knee, and I'm gonna reach down and grab my strap while I'm there, okay? Making sure that this knee is nice and stacked. So if you're not already there, we're gonna shuffle it out, making sure it's hip width distance apart, relaxing the chin at the bottom. Grabbing through the top of the knot or straps to make an easier option, we're gonna place your hands on your waist, opening up to the chest, right arm leading long, you're gonna breathe out, pull it back. Squeezing through that left glute. Now this is the important part. To hike your pelvis out, you need to squeeze this glute and hike your opposite pelvis out and really work on what we call centrating the hip. So if you place your hands on the side of the hip, it's gonna be one straight line driving all the way down towards your thigh, and we're not gonna be like this, where you can feel a little bump pushing out. Draw that hip bone in, squeeze your glutes as we pull. Rib cage in, breathing out, squeezing through that back muscle, squeezing through your left glutes, working through your left glutes and your right lats right now, opening up to that shoulders when you pull back and making sure we're not trying to round ourselves forward. You're here, let's go for 4. Working on your stability as well. You might find that you're a little bit wobbly here. So I really want you to think about breathing out, abs engage, and then inhale, come all the way back in. Let's go, breathe out, draw, drag, abs engage. Inhale, release, and really work on your final 3. Can you squeeze that glute? Can you draw in through your belly? Can you hold it there? Hold it there for a little bit at the end before you breathe in to release. Let's go, last one, you're gonna pull it back. Let's hold, open chest, squeeze glute, roll up through your right shoulder, ribs in, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And release. we're going to reach for your other strap in front. And we're going to cross your strap. Okay? Remember, grabbing higher out's harder, grabbing lower it's easier. We're gonna really think about reaching those arms forward, squeezing your glutes, stacking yourself up against that spine. You're gonna keep your left hand long. Now we breathe out, rotate towards the right side. Reach your right knee forward as your right elbow goes backwards. Inhale, bring it back. And let's go again. Breathe out, rotate, twist, squeeze, open. Inhale, come back to center. And let's keep going. Breathe out, drive your elbows back, right elbow back, right knee forward, left arm forward. Inhale, come back. And making sure we're nice and stable on your left glute. So squeeze that glute for me. Drive yourself open. Inhale, come back. Let's go 3. Opening up. Squeeze those glutes. Inhale, come back. Let's go 2. Breathe out here. Opening up through that sides of your body. And your final one. Open up. You're gonna hold it there. Can you lift your chest open a little bit more? Aim that left knee, right knee forward. Left elbow back. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Come all the way back. Carefully uncross your straps. And we're gonna place your long straps back. And we're going to be ready to use our Pilates ball now. Okay, grabbing your Pilates ball, we're going to lie down now. Your feet will find the foot bar. I have a red, green, and yellow spring on. If you want more, add another spring on, but that's probably about it. Don't go any higher, don't go any lower. We're going to lie down on your back now. Your ball will be placed on your ankles. So we're going to rise up, place your ball on that heel, and you're going to push away a little bit so you can shimmy your toes down onto that foot bar. Hands come find your carriage, rib cage in, little gap underneath your back, and making sure you're nice and secure. Knees aiming up towards the ceiling, lift those heels up, squeeze your ball. Your goal is to keep your ball there and your ball nice and still. You breathe in through your belly, you breathe out, drive the carriage away. You're gonna inhale, knees come aiming up towards the ceiling, keeping your ball still. And you're gonna exhale, push away again. Now, the goal is not to squeeze the ball as hard as you can. The goal is to just keep the ball there. Can you keep your heel rising? Can you keep your ball there? So your ball is going to make sure your ankle stays nice and stable as we push through with those legs. Toes making sure they're not gripping on that foot bar. Your knees pushing away, straightening nice and slow with your breath out. You inhale, knee comes up towards the ceiling. With your heels lifted up, you're going to feel your calf muscle working and through the bottom part of your quads. Can you make sure you ground heavy through the tailbone? So as you push away, you're not gonna get slide up towards the rises. And we inhale, bring it back down. Let's go, breathe out, drive away. Can you work on the ankle being nice and secured? You're here for 4. Good. Take it slow, especially at the end of the extension. Really work on those knees extension. The knee extending together, and then inhale, bend it together. Your final 2. Can you make sure your neck is nice and relaxed? Your shoulders stay planted down on that carriage. On your last one, you're gonna push all the way out, abs in. You inhale, come back halfway. Can you keep your heels lifted? Your knee in that halfway point, we inhale, drop that heel. Without your carriage moving, rise it back up. Good. Can you keep your carriage nice and still, feeling that calf muscle working? If your ankle is wobbling, that means we need to work on it a little more, working on that control. Let's go for 4. And inhale, drop, don't hold your breath. Exhale, rise. You're here for 2. Controlling through the shakes. Your last one, drop it down. Rise it up. You're gonna push all the way now. Keep your knees straight now. We're gonna inhale, drop your heels underneath. And let's just stay here for a little second, feeling your calf muscles stretch out. When you're here, making sure your back's not arching, keep your ribs in, and then you exhale, come up into your calf raise. Planting heavy on that big toe, making sure when you lift up, You're not going to turn out with your ankle because that's what happens when you roll your ankle when you're walking. So really plant on that big toe, making sure when you come on your tiptoes, your ankle's not going to fall out and you're keeping your bone nice and steady where it is. Posture check, making sure your ribs are in, your tailbone grounding heavy. As you drop your heels down, you breathe out, rise up. And you make sure your weight is in that big toe, but making sure that your little toe is also on that foot bar. You're here, let's go, your final 3. Feeling those calf muscles working by now. And 2, and those little muscles around that ankle joint, you're gonna feel them working now because we've been holding on to that ball. Your last one, you're gonna rise up. You're gonna hold it at the top. You're gonna bend your knees, bring the carriage home, and then we're gonna carefully take the ball out now. All right, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to do a bit more, I recommend doing some single leg push away on that foot bar when you are lying down as well. So take your ball away and let's go. One leg on the foot bar, the other leg in tabletop. I'm going to do some push aways there. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this little series. Like, subscribe, and follow for more, and I'll see you for the next one. Thank you.